See, the thing to remember when you're penetrating the lunar module is your attitude and your relative speed. And let's say that this is me here in the command module, and this is you in the LEM. This thing that sticks out here in the front is called the probe. Absolutely. And I tell you, when you feel that thing sliding in, everything is clicking, it's like no other feeling in the world. For LTA Movie Club, this is Apollo 13. Yeah, alright. Ron Howard and company gave us a movie for the ages. This gets shown in schools to educate people, and people watch it on their own because this movie is just that kick-ass. There's tons of dialogue here that's all techno-speak. They take it directly from the Apollo 13 transcripts. And it's not techno-babble because that implies it doesn't actually mean anything. This is all real. But every so often they'll throw in something simple for us non-sciencey types. I'm reading a quadruple failure. That can't happen. It's gotta be instrumentation. They're talking about bangs and shimmies up there. That doesn't sound like instrumentation to me. One of the things to remember, and this comes up again and again, is that the command module and the lunar module are two separate machines. I'm only lately figuring this out. One of them gets them to and from the moon, and the other lands on the moon. They're hooked together for the trip, yes, but it's not all one ship. They have completely different designs, functions, components, and oxygen supplies, even. There's a million things going on, and even with everyone on their A-game, there are still mistakes and things that they just didn't prepare for. When their trajectory veers off after the course correction, they remember that, oh yeah, we planned on carrying a couple 100 pounds of moon rocks, and so we weren't planning on the ship being this light right now. When they have to move to the LEM to conserve power, someone forgot that they only calculated oxygen for 2 people instead of 3, so the place proceeds to fill up with dangerous amounts of CO2. When this movie came out, my older brother was in middle school, and he was in this little science camp or some such called Odyssey of the Mind. I don't know if anybody has heard of this. Basically, they would go off and they would be given these sciencey tasks that they'd have 3 months to try and find solutions for. And the scene where they're all dumping out all the supplies on the ship and saying, we gotta get this to fit in the hole for that. I remember distinctly my brother saying, you know what this is like? This is like an OM project. So I always think of that with that scene. I think my favorite thing about this movie is the theme of teamwork. Oftentimes you'll have a movie where, like John Wayne or Steven Seagal is the one guy with all the answers, and it's the job of every other character to fall in line behind him while he saves the day, and then you have a couple of other characters whose job is to make things harder for him. In this case, the only one that can save the day is with everyone working together. It's not just Tom Hanks taking the lead and everyone follows him. It's everyone. It's the 3 astronauts up in the ship, hundreds and hundreds of guys down in mission control, and then tons and tons of other people giving their input, all to try to get these guys home, all working together. That's inspirational. So yes, great movie, classic. It's a modern classic. So for LTA Movie Club, this is Doug signing off.